Every Amazon seller I talk to is looking at 4 or 5 numbers when they vet a product. They don't need to be. There should only be 3. If you know what these 3 numbers are and what each one needs to look like, you can pass on a bad product in about 30 seconds. Here are the 3 numbers that I personally look at first and what each one actually needs to say. Number 1, real BSR, not snapshot BSR. Here's what I mean. When you pull up a listing on Amazon and you see a BSR of, let's say, 4,000 in home and kitchen, that number is just a snapshot. It's where the product is ranked at that very second. That's all. It tells you nothing about whether the product actually sells consistently. And it tells you nothing about whether the product is trending up, trending down, or about to fall off of a cliff. What you actually want is a 90-day BSR trend, the average rank over the last 3 months, and the shape of the line. Flat and low is good. Spiky is okay only if it's seasonal, and you know why. But a line that's been climbing for 60 days, yeah, that product's dying. And the snapshot isn't going to tell you that. Rule of thumb, I want a 90-day average BSR under 10,000 in a real category. Okay, not a tiny niche subcategory where, let's say, 10,000 isn't the entire pond. A real one, home and kitchen, beauty, sports, pet supplies. And I want the line flat or trending down. Down means that the rank is getting better. If the line is starting to creep up over 90 days, the product is unfortunately losing relevance. Pass on it. Snapshot BSR is what tools show you just because it's easy. Real BSR is what tells you if the product actually moves. Number 2, active sellers, not total sellers. This is one where most people lose money before they even ever buy a unit. Here's the trap with sellers count. You pull up a product and the tool tells you that there's 15 sellers. You think, great, okay, that's manageable competition, right? But here's what nobody shows you. Of those 15 sellers, 11 of them haven't moved a unit in 3 months. They're listings, not competitors. The 2 or 3 sellers who are actually moving inventory, yeah, they own the listing. So, when you check sellers, check who's actually selling them. ProfitGuru will show you, the numbers side by side. Total sellers, and then below it, active sellers. If active sellers is 1 or 2, you may be walking into a duopoly, which you don't want to do, even if it looks crowded. Think about what that actually means. If 15 sellers are listed but only 2 are moving units, you're not entering a crowded market. You're entering a market where 2 sellers essentially control all of the volume. They've already optimized all their listings. They've built reviews. They have their FBA inventory tight. You show up as a 16th listing, and then all of a sudden, you're not competing with 15 people. You're competing with 2 people who have a 1-year head start, probably more. And that goes the other way too. Sometimes you'll see total sellers at 8, and you think, okay, that looks pretty tight. But active sellers is also 8. Every single one of them is moving units. That actually tells you that the demand is strong enough to feed 8 sellers, and there's room. So that's the kind of distribution that you actually want. Demand spread across multiple active sellers, not just concentrated into 2. The rule. Active sellers between 3 and 8 is the sweet spot. 1 or 2 is a duopoly, you'll get crushed. More than 10 and you're in a price war. But the headline number, total sellers, is almost meaningless on its own. Always check the active. Number 3, net margins. After fees, after ad spend, not gross margin, not the margin the tool spits out when you type in a cost, the real number you actually take home per unit. Let me walk you through this on just an example product. Let's say it sells for $20. This is the kind of product that most beginners aim for, right? So the sell price is $20. Amazon will take a referral fee of 15%. That's $3 out the drain. Then you have the FBA fulfillment fee especially on like a small standard item, it's around $4 gone. Your cost of goods, let's say, is $5 per unit landed from your supplier. Shipping to the FBA warehouse, let's say it's 80 cents per unit. Then you have ad spend. Most beginners, have to run ads at 25% of revenue right when they first launch. That's $5 per unit. So we add 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 80 cents plus 5. That is $17.80 in costs on a $20 product. $2.20 per unit. 11% net margin. That is what the product actually pays you. Most tools will tell you that the product has a 30 or even 35% margin. And they're not lying. They're just not, counting ad spend. Ad spend is a killer. Now here's the part that nobody talks about. That 11% is your launch margin. At month 4, month 5, when you've built up the reviews and your organic rank is up, your ad spend drops. 10 to 15% of revenue is normal at that point, right? Suddenly your net climbs to about 20%. That's the real game. You're not buying the launch margin. You're buying the month 6 margin. Here's the rule. I want to net margin at launch to be at least, let's say, 8 to 10%. If it's negative or right at 0, you can't survive the launch period. And I want a projected margin at month 6 to be at least 20% or higher, right? That's a real business. And anything below that, you're working for Amazon and not yourself. So, 3 numbers. 1, real BSR, the 90-day average and trend, not the snapshot. Under 10,000 and flat or falling. 2, active sellers, not just total sellers, right? It's 3 to 8 is probably the sweet spot. 1 to 2 is a duopoly. We don't want that at all. 3, net margins after fees and after ad spend, not gross. 8 to 10% at launch, 20% or more by month 6. If a product fails any one of these, pass on it. It's that simple. All 3 of these numbers live inside ProfitGuru, but the fastest way to see them is actually the ProfitGuru Chrome extension. You install it once, and every time you're on an Amazon listing, the real BSR, the active sellers, and your projected net margin show up right there on the page. You don't even have to run a search. The link is in the description. Try it on a product that you've been considering. If any of the 3 numbers don't hit, you just saved yourself a $1,000 mistake. Once again, thank you guys for watching the video. Subscribe if you aren't. Like, comment, share, whatever you want. I'll respond to all your comments. Let me know what product you're thinking about selling next.